Good morning, good morning. Rainbows are shining through. Good morning to you. Good morning. Thank you for joining me today or on the replay whenever you get to see this. I would say it's a glorious morning here in the UK, but it really is not. It's grey, it's chucking it down, but hey, we can bring the sunshine indoors and have some fun today. All right, so fourth part of our intuition mini series, and we're going to do one more after this, and then we're done. And you should know what or understand the different types of intuition and what they look like, feel like to you. So today we are talking about something called claircognizance, and that means clear knowing. And there's something very, very powerful about knowing, because we talk about beliefs a lot, don't we? Beliefs. I believe this, I believe that. But with beliefs, you have to have an element of trust that the belief that you hold is true. Okay. But when you know, you don't even need trust because you just know. It's such a deep, much more deep-seated feeling than a belief, because a belief kind of sits around up here, but knowing is deep down in your core and it's a deep resonance within inside of you. And I'm talking about this because you do get this feeling of knowing sometimes with your intuition. It's a feeling of just deep, deep knowing. Hi, Laura, great to catch you live. So what I want to talk about, I'm also going to talk a little bit about clairaudience, which is also clear hearing. And I'm not going to dwell too much on that because we did a lot on clairvoyance. It's kind of the same, but it's when you hear something, it's like inside your head. It's more of a thought, isn't it? You hear a thought. It's kind of weird. It's not like hearing somebody talking to you. And I'm telling you this part simply because I want to link it together in a story where I had this incredible experience of just pure knowing after getting this thought that I heard come to me. And I remember it was coming up 4 years ago. And I was sat in my office because it was before I was doing any of this online stuff. And I was sat in my office. I was a school secretary, and I was sat there. And it wasn't, I'd had some difficult times in the office in the past. There were a couple of ladies in there that were real gossips, kind of real bullies as well. And they didn't like me. I didn't like them very much, if I'm honest with you. But I was always kind of the happy one, the one that come and bring the joy. So they always took it upon themselves to try and bring me down. And, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But on this particular day, I wasn't feeling it. I was happy. I was calm. I was feeling good about my job. I just felt really good. And I think that is the main indicator, because I think when you're tense and upset about something and you think, right, I'm quitting, because that's what came up for me. Because I was sat there and I was about to start my work, and all of a sudden this thought came in to me. It's safe for you to quit your job. And it wasn't just the thought, it was the feeling that came with it. It was this deep knowing that was absolutely true. That was the truth. If I quit my job today, I'm going to be fine. Now, the interesting part was at that time, my husband had just started up his own business and it wasn't going that well. We needed my salary. It wasn't going that well. So because I work for a school, what I did was I actually gave notice till the end of that term, which took me up to the end of the summer term, which meant I would get paid for the summer holidays. So I knew by doing that, I had 6 weeks left to work, and then I'd get paid the following 4 weeks. So I had, 10 weeks pay to come. So, I thought, okay. And I emailed my husband and I said, look, I want to quit my job and I know everything's going to be fine. And he just went, yeah, okay. He had total trust in me and total faith in me. So I sat there, instead of doing my work, I opened up I had my computer. It was a big PC, and I just typed out my letter of resignation, and I went and handed it over to my boss, and and I gave notice till the end of term, and that was that. And I felt really good about it. Now, what was really interesting was I didn't even know what I was going to do at that point. I had no clue. I didn't know about internet marketing. I knew a little bit about network marketing, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do that. But I just decided to just follow it, and gently the path began to unfold, and I just started Googling things, and I saw all these opportunities online, and I picked one, and I got really excited about it. Now, I didn't actually make any money at all. In fact, I spent quite a lot getting an education together. But what happened, what was really, really interesting, was in the August, which was literally, I was coming up to my final pay, my husband's business suddenly took off. Now, there's no way I could have known that was going to happen. And he was making, more than enough money that we didn't need my salary anymore. And you can't, I couldn't have predicted it. There was no indicator that that was going to happen. He might have been struggling for months and months and months to build up his business, but all of a sudden it took off. And I wanted to share that story with you because I think, we get these feelings of deep knowing, and we tend to, the conscious brain suddenly kicks in, and we go, oh, because if I'd have overthought that, if I'd have actually not taken action, because my action was to quit my job, and I did it, and I did that, and then, I started looking for what I could do. But if I hadn't have taken that action and I had allowed the mental chatter to kick in and override it, I might not have done that. So this is why when you get these feelings, and this is why I really wanted you to understand that I was not in a space of fear. I was not in a space of anxiety. That, I've been in that space before with another job where I have just quit because it was just such an awful job. And it wasn't that wasn't that feeling, it wasn't that at all. It was this very comfortable feeling that if I quit, everything was going to be fine. And that's exactly what I did. I followed through on my intuition. Now, at the time, it's not as if I was reading books on intuition or any of this stuff. Everything I talk about these days, I've learned since I left my job. But it's such an amazing example of how intuition works. And I really want you to kind of explore, has that ever happened to you where you've just had this deep-seated knowing about something that you've just then gone and followed through on it? I just wonder if you've had that, and I'd love to hear from you. And that kind of brings me to the close here. So, I really want you to understand that when you get these intuitive feelings, ideas, pictures in your head, or you can see things, outside of you that you think, oh, I need to know about that. Or maybe you're Googling something and for whatever reason, something catches your eye more than something else. That is your intuition. And it's usually the gut reaction. It's the initial thing before the monkey mind comes in and starts taking over. Okay, that is your intuition. You're usually in a state of calm. There's no franticness about it. You're calm, you're centered, you're grounded. And this is why we do grounding meditations. And this is why we use more meditation to quieten our mind, to come from more of a place of peace, come from a place of calm, so that you can recognize it more when it comes in. Because when your mind is frantic and busy, you can't tell. It's really difficult to tell. And if something feels fearful, scary, unsure, anxiety, it's probably not intuition. It's something else. It's something pretending to be intuition. It's your monkey mind again playing tricks on you. So that's it from me today. I'm going to do one more, and this is not about the clairs. There's no clairvoyance, clairaudience, or any of that kind of thing. The next one is actually going to be more about kind of the physical things that go on around you and how you intuitively pick up on messages that come externally. So we're going to address that tomorrow, I think. Yeah, well, I'll do the last one tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you for joining me, Laura. I can see I've got 2 of you, but I can't tell who else is on here. Oh, David. Hello, David. Sorry, my message, the comments weren't scrolling down. So yeah, it's great to have you, Laura. I'm really delighted to have you as well, especially as you are really getting so much out of this group, and I can tell you're really tuning in and you're loving it, which is what it should be like. It should be fun, you know, following your intuition. I mean, when I quit my job, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is terrifying. This is like, oh, this is exciting. And that's how it should be feeling. It should be fun. It should be exciting, and you should be enjoying it. And hi, David. It's great to have you here as well. And yeah, so thank you for joining me, guys. And I will see you tomorrow.